Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a puzzle by James Copp today, who of course features in the Wall Street Journal. We're supplying puzzles to the Wall Street Journal each week, and this week the ingenious puzzle is James Copp's brilliant golden arrow with a nearly empty grid apart from one golden arrow in the central box and a 1. It's fantastic. I really hope the world is wowed by that, but we will be wowed, I'm sure, by this puzzle today, where there is a negative constraint, but it's not the one you expect when you look at the grid. So I'll go through the rules in a minute, a little bit of a teaser there. Don't forget, still a chance to enter the Patreon competition, put out more flags. It's pretty tough this month. It's going to be easier next month, but this one's quite tough. But I think all the puzzles are fair. And so if you join us on Patreon, you can have a go at that. You can you can look at the crosswords and connections videos. A lot of crossword videos at the moment. There's also going to be solution videos to the flags hunt in a week's time maybe, and I think they will prove that those puzzles are manageable. Do check it out. Anyway, that's on Patreon. The solution videos are $3 a month Patreons, in case you wonder why I haven't seen past ones. It's a different level. There are other links under the puzzle to SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD and to our apps, which feature domino Sudoku, like today, and others. And we recommend them earnestly and highly, and we think they're very good value. Do check those out, along with the Worms, of course. The latest app is Classic Sudoku 2, and it's really interesting. We don't feature many classics on the channel. Maybe we should do that. But I'm going to look at 3 Strikes and You're Out by James Copp, and let's look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Cells separated by an X, sum to 10. Cells separated by a V, sum to 5. Not all possible X's and V's are necessarily given, so that's not the negative constraint. Here comes that one. Any vertical or horizontal straight line of 3 cells never contains a consecutive set of digits. So if you're familiar with Renban lines, which a 3-cell Renban line would connect a set of 3 consecutive cells in any order, you can't draw any straight 3-cell Renban lines in this puzzle. I mean, that's a fascinating constraint. I think we might have worked with it before, but not only do I not remember what puzzle that was or who it was by, I don't even see how one could search for it, because even in the catalogue of our puzzles, also linked under the video, you can't really search on sort of random negative constraints like that. I don't think there's a name for this. Anti-Renban, maybe? Might be a name for the rule. Anyway, it's going to be hard to bear in mind how this works, but let's check it out. It's a fascinating idea by James, as always. I've just had an interesting thought about the puzzle, which I'll share in the next minute after I say, let's get cracking. Right, the thought I've had is that it's going to be the extra rule, the anti-Renban rule, that is somehow going to determine the disambiguation of this puzzle. No, it's not. V's do disambiguate a puzzle. I'm quite wrong. The anti-Renban rule wouldn't. If we only had X's in this puzzle, and we only had the anti-Renban rule, there would have to be 2 possible solutions, because you couldn't get away from the final big grid having all its digits subtractable from 10 and giving another alternative grid. Anyway, so that was theory and useless. Let's do practice. Let's colour this V yellow. We will say that there is a yellow and a blue set of V digits. Right, V digits are the digits that can add up to 5. They are 1, 2, 3, and 4. They come in 2 pairs. A 1, 4 can sit on a V and add up to 5, and a 2, 3 can sit on a V and add up to 5. I don't know which of yellow or blue is 1, 4 and which is 2, 3, but I know they're different from row 6. This one in box 4 must be blue. This one in column 6, they both see that cell, so they can't both be blue because there's only 2 blues in every row, column and box. So that's yellow. That one's blue, and then this cell is blue. This cell has to be yellow because in this column we've had the 2 blues. This one, yes, I do know about this cell because it sees 2 yellows, so that's another blue. And that's all the V's that we're given coloured. Now, I want to colour the X's, but there are 4 different X pairs. Oh goodness, I don't know how we're going to do this. Let's say that any cell that's not a 5, this digit is low because those can't be 1, 2, 3, 4 because they see them all in the row, but there is a 1, 2, 3 or 4 on the X. So that one is high. So I'm going to come up with a generic colour for high. Let's make it red today. These are definitely high. That's high. Anything on an X with a low is high. This is high because it's on an X, but it sees all 4 low digits. That must be low, and we know it's yellow because it sees 2 blues. This, I got it wrong. I shouldn't have made that high. This is low and is yellow. That one is the high one that sees 4 lows. Don't worry, I'll fix that. That one is also high because it sees 4 lows. This one is therefore yellow again because it sees both blues. This sees all 4 blue and yellow in its box, so that's red. This is therefore coloured blue or yellow, but I don't know which. It doesn't see them all. That's irritating, actually. Now, can we find any other... this... No, it sees both blue and both yellow. I don't know why I was getting excited by that. All of this column... I don't want to colour everything that isn't low red because I want to find some sort of approach to 5s. I'm going to make that blue or yellow. These can't be blue. I'm going to have to come up with a way of colouring X pairs. I've got to do it. So let's call this yellow light blue and this one yellow. No, this is a silly place to start. Let's start here. We'll call that yellow light blue and that yellow purple. So that's yellow purple and that's yellow light blue. And these are different digits now. That is yellow light blue. Now they don't exactly spread across to the others, but I'm also going to say that this is red light blue, the partner of yellow light blue in making a 10 sum. And that's red purple. And now this is the light blue partner. Yeah, okay, so where's red purple in this box? The complement to yellow purple in making an X. Well, it can't be in those cells because red purple sees those cells. It's obviously not in blue or yellow. So it's in one of these two, and it's not here because that is a partner of dark blue in making 10, not a partner of yellow. So that is red purple there. So we do get some... Okay, here we go. These two X's in this row do not include the purple pair because they would, both digits will see the one purple digit. They also don't include one of the blue digits. Therefore, one of them is a blue pair that includes that cell and this one, but the other one is a yellow pair that is yellow purple and red purple. Well, these two, oh no, I was going to say these are yellow purple and red purple, but I don't know that. This digit cannot be yellow, but could it be red purple with yellow purple there? I may have started colouring in the wrong place. Oh, well, I've got dark blue. Yeah. Oh no, this is not a combined cell. That was an alternative. Oh bother. These two are the same digit on the same V. I may have taken the wrong approach here. These two reds both go with yellow. So one of them is light blue red and one of them is purple red. I wish that meant something to me. Light blue red and purple red therefore must be in these cells. Well, we know, no, there is purple red. Light blue red is there, so it doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Ah, hang on, this is a problem. If this was purple red, no, it's not a problem. Oh, goodness, okay, I don't think I've got very far with that. I've messed up, haven't I? Should I use letters? Is that going to help at all? Let's go back and do letters. Let's go back to here. Goodness, okay, I'm going to do letters because it might be a little clearer, it might not. Let's call this one A and this one B. Yellow and blue are A and B. I'm sort of starting in the same place, which might be a huge mistake. Okay, we'll say that's C and D. Right. A and B go with E and F. So A goes with E and B goes with F to make 10. Oh, maybe I can use the non-Renban, the anti-Renban thing. I don't know, that's weird as a thought. Can I possibly disambiguate? Yeah, it's interesting. If CD was a 2-3 pair, A couldn't be a 1 or a 4. There we go. It's absolutely straight. But I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Right, bye-bye letters. That can't be the 2-3 pair because you'd either have 2-3-4 as a triple here or 2-3-1. So that's the 1-4 pair. Goodness me. So we get to identify my normal fears about, oh, we don't know anything about how this puzzle works and we could deduct it from 10. They're just nonsense this time. That's a 6 or 9. So the yellows are all 2 or 3. And they go on the X's with, now this might reveal something. This might be just a much more accessible puzzle than I was realizing. Or it might not. They go with 7s and 8s on the X. Now we don't have a negative constraint over yellows and blues, but we do have a sort of negative constraint over 2s and 3s and 1s and 4s. This digit, where does it go in this row? Well, it doesn't go in the same box it's already in. And it doesn't go there. And that's because this would form a 2-3-1 or a 2-3-4 Renban. So this digit goes in one of those 3 cells in the row. Now that's all very well. It doesn't go there because it must see itself in one of that pair. So that digit is in one of those 2. I am sort of going to mark that. I wasn't going to. But it also definitely goes here because it can't be here because it must see itself looking north. So it goes here. And it's different from that one. Ooh, I don't know. I'm going to go back to a sort of letter scheme now. This might be crazy times, but I can't give up the tools I'm planning to use, apparently. Oh, hang on, I've just switched off the letter capability. Right. Let's say that I'm in A here, and that's B. A is in one of those two cells, and that's A, and that's B, and that's A, and that's B. And I'm just wondering, B is going to be in one of those two. Just wondering if I can somehow get some traction and post something around the grid. I have to admit, it's not looking likely. There might be places now. Could there possibly be places where I can rule out 5? All I know that is, 7s and 8s going next to each other might be interesting, but they don't anywhere that I've marked them so far. But 2s and 3s going together is the only interesting thing I've got going on. But I think everywhere where the 2s and 3s could be together and could form something, I now have ruled out. Ah, goodness. Okay, well, at least I've made a tiny start. I know I haven't really got anywhere yet. I haven't. I do know that. I am honestly trying to think of what I can do. Oh, this is interesting. This digit can't be 5. What a weird thing. What a weird thing. If this digit was 5, that would be 6 or 9, obviously. These digits would include 7, 8. Oh, actually, I can just put that digit in there. Maybe that was something I did before. Anyway, but it couldn't have been 5. And the reason I was seeing that was this would either be a 5-6 pair leaving 7, 8, 9 here, or it would be a 5-9 pair leaving 6, 7, 8 here. Now that all got exploded by this, but that's fine. This one is 7 or 8. That is 6 or 9. Five is in one of these cells along with 6 or 9. Now, are there any problems? Yes, there are. There are problems. If 5 was here with 6, it would either form a 7-6-5 triple there or a 5-6-7 triple here. That's weird. So this must be 5 and 9, and that digit has become a 6. And there's my first digit in the grid after exactly 14 minutes. 6 is sitting next to 4. That's a 1. And that is not going to propagate anywhere, but it's still interesting to find. And it was because of a weird sort of 5, 6, 7 thing. Anyway, now in this column we've used 5-9 pair, 7-8 pair, and 2-3 pair. Everything else is 1, 4, or 6. Well, this can't be 1 and 4 because of that. There'd be 3 of them in the box. So one of them is a 6. And this digit down here is 1 or 4. So I can paint it blue and also say it's B. I don't know if these letters are helping at all. They maybe not, because I didn't know what letters those two were. But now I've got all blue and yellow in this box. So 6 is there, isn't it? Yes, it is. And these are 5 and 9 in some order. Oh, this puzzle's so strange. It's already confusing me badly. Oh, 6 is looking at that digit. That's a 9. So B becomes 1. That's a 4. We've got 1 in the corner. That's a 4. There's definitely no X there. There's no negative constraint, so that's not a problem. 1, 4, 1. And one of these, I'm going to remove the corner mark and say one of those is a 4. Now, can I use these new digits for anything anywhere? I mean, there's things that are getting interesting. This can't be a 3, 4, 5 triple. Wow, you really have to be on the lookout in this. 6, 4, 2, 3, 9. So I've got a 1 in one of these two cells that I wasn't aware of. And 5, 7, or 8 as well. No, I don't have to worry about a 7, 8, 9 triple because that has already prevented it. Where's the other yellow in this box? It's not in those cells which see two yellows, or in those ones, or in that one. So the other yellow is down here somewhere. I don't know what that means. Now we've had 5 in this column. In fact, oh look at that. These are from 5, 7, 8, 9. Now that's not a problem. They couldn't have been 7, 8, 9 because of that anyway. One of them is a 5. I'm trying to think about this anti-Renban rule. I'm finding it very difficult. No, it's only 3 cells. It's not you can have a 4-cell Renban theoretically. It feels mad to talk in these terms, but we have to, because that's the only way to make progress, I think. This digit. There's no particular... Well, we've got to put 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here, and that is the run that cannot be a triple. I don't think that helps. Right, in this row where we've got 2 x's to come, and we've used a 1 and either 7 or 8. So one of these is a 4-6 pair, and the other one uses 7 or 8 and 2 or 3. I mean, in itself, it almost militates against the possibility of... the x's almost militate against the possibility of a trio. Although 4, 6, 5 is not allowed. This digit can't be a 5. It's not very helpful. Well, okay, where's the 5 in this row? It's not on an x, and it's not allowed to be there by the rule. So it's in one of those 2 cells. It's not quite helpful, but on the other hand, maybe it's not unhelpful. This x pair is going to be a different x pair from that one and that one. Right, the only way this is... Oh! I don't think any of these x's, which are all different from each other, can be 1, 4. You can't put 1, 4 there because it would break with that cell. And you can't put 1, 4 there because they break that one, and there because they break that one. Okay, so this is a set of... What are the digits that are not 1, 4, 5? 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm talking nonsense. I said this couldn't be a 1, 4 pair, because it can't, but that is not relevant. Okay, I'm sorry. What I should have said is that none of these can be a 1, 9 pair, and it's for a different reason. That 1 prevents these x's being a 1, 9 pair, and that cell can't be a 1 or a 9 because of this pair. So what these are is the x's that don't use 1, 5 and 9. They use 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. That digit in this 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 bubble has to be up here. So I'm going to give this a letter. I can start again with A and B, I think, at the moment. Let's call that A. This one is B. They're the different 7 and 8s. Right, A is up here in one of those. Sorry. That is B. But B is also in this group of cells, so B is definitely here. That is, therefore I can then characterize it as a 7, 8 red cell connecting to a yellow cell that is 2 or 3. A is up here and is another red and yellow pair of 2, 3, 7, 8. And this is a blue pair, and it must be 6, 4. Guys, so obvious when you finally look at it the right way. I'm finding this very difficult. Oh, that gets rid of all the 4 possibilities there and puts 4 in down here. Well, that's something. Now, in this box, we've only got 5 and 9 left to place, and it's absolutely routine now. It's so strange. This puzzle is weird. Right, that's become a 9. I may have done this whole thing very much the wrong way. This digit now, oh, where does 1 go in this row? It goes right smack bang here, and it goes with a 9 above it. That's not a 9. And this is 2 or 3 in yellow. And now I can letter it. I've got A over there, so this is yellow. No. A and B are for red digits. That's A. That's A. That's B. This might be worth doing, actually. It might be worth doing. And A is going with C today, or it is at this point. So one of those is a C, and that's C. And B is going with D. Which appears in a number of places now. And now that's C and that's D. I should really probably be focusing on, oh, 5, that 5 has fixed this cell. I wasn't going to say I should be focusing on Sudoku. I should be focusing on pairs or something, but I don't know. That seems to be a 6 by elimination now. See, I think we're going okay, but it's a bloomin' confusing puzzle. Where's C in this box? Got to be there. And this is a 9, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is. It's a 9. And its colour is red. Okay. 9's in one of those 2 cells. There's a lot of Sudoku to do in this puzzle now. D in this column is going to have to be here. Fully labelled with colours and letters and numbers and everything. C is one of those two. Okay, I don't know which is the right out of that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's get rid of the alerts that I'm going to be getting. Okay, now. In this column, we've had 9, 1, 6, 4, and a 2, 3 pair. That's not 1. That's a useful thing to start with. This is 1, 1 is blue. In this row, we've got a 5 to put and a red 7 or 8, which is B. Oh, look, that B is fixed where B is at the top. I hadn't noticed that happening. But that's great. That's just what I needed at this point, because it tells me this is not B in row 7. So B is here. I mean, this is mad. I'm sure I'm being very inefficient, but I'm doing what I can. Now, in this row, this digit is 5, isn't it? Right, in this column, we need a 9, we need a 6 somewhere. Oh, oh, look, if this was a 6, that couldn't be a 7. It's very hard to spot these anti-Ren bands when they straddle across things, across groups of digits. Finding the 2 3s and avoiding the 1s and 4s seems relatively simple now, looking back. And yet, I couldn't see it at all. Oh, look, in this column, we've got a 4 and a 6 to go. 1, 4, 9, 2, 3. 6 in this box is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, and if it's here, that determines what B is by the rule. I'd love to find that 6 was there. Oh, hang on, I've got a problem with B. B, fail. Right, I've got to go back to where I eliminated B from one of 2 cells up here. Why had I said B was in one of those 2? Why? It was 1. Oh, because back in the day when I was calling what turns out to be 1B, I labelled those as B. Then I used it against the red 7 or 8B. My mistake. right, we can actually just place 1 in the corner. Now, that is a lot less helpful to this row than finding out what that was, but it's also actually accurate, which is far more important. Oh look, this digit can't be a 7 because of that 5, 6. That's quite interesting. 7 is now definitely in one of those 2 cells in the column. That's so peculiar. So 7 is in one of these cells and 7 is in one of those, and that's from the rule, from the anti-Renban rule, which is really difficult to use in practice, is what I'm now finding, to my amazement. There's got to be a C in one of these 2. Six is in one of those 2. I'm going to mark that because I find it quite interesting just because of how 6 is going to be useful if it's there. These are from 2, 3, 7, 8. I mean, I suppose we couldn't have a 6, 7, 8 triple here, but it's not a threat actually, because we couldn't have a 2, 3 pair there because we couldn't have a 2, 3 pair here, funnily enough. Now I have to find another of these operating. Oh look, this can't be a 5 because of that group. So 5's in one of those cells. Now we know where 5 is in this row. It's here. And this digit is B, is it? Is that what we call the other 7 or 8? Yes. I mean, I've already managed to forget that now after the confusion of fixing my mistake from a moment ago. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. These are from 5, 7, 8. They must include 5 for the rule and indeed for the Sudoku. Now, again, I'm probably now going to be just missing other implications. That 654 was a surprise that it was threatening. Just didn't see that coming at all. So there's going to be more like that around. We've got a 5 in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. 4 in one of those 2. I mean, it would be so good to rule 7 out of that cell by putting 6 in one of these 2. It would be so good, because they couldn't then be 5, 6, 7 triple. But it seems a bit more likely that 6 is actually over here. 1, 4, 9 in this row. This column, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 to place. One of them is there. The others are elsewhere. These are both from 5, 6, 7, 8. And one of those digits, a 6, 7, or 8, is over here. No, I'm not finding any Renban connections at the moment. Maybe because I'm just being a bit slow. I think I'm going to have to do Sudoku. 9 is ruled out of all of these cells, so we're placing 9 in box 3, and that places 5 there, and this digit's not a 5 now. 1, 9, 5, 4. 7 is in one of those 2 cells in the box, I remember that. So these are from 2, 3, 6, 8 now. Is there any 4, 5, this can't be 6 or 3, but it's not threatening to be. I don't think this row can possibly have a Renban in it, so it's not proving anything. One of these 2 is C. A 2 or 3. Wow, this did nothing, did it? That's so annoying. I ruled that out as a 7 because of the 7, 6, 5 possibility here. I could equally have ruled this out as a 3 because of 3, 4, 5, but it's exactly the same deduction in both cases. Wow, how do we do anything? Goodness me. That's not a 9. Have we placed 9 in this? Yeah, that's the last 9 in the grid, I think. No, still got an X-wing on them down there, but at least we get a 9 up here. Now, that has to be 5, because there has to be a 5 up here. Okay, well, I hadn't seen this. That places 5 in box 2. So this is just Sudoku now happening. That is now red, and we can give it a letter. It's A. That might help. Yes, this can't be A because of that, and this can't be A because of that. So this is now A in box 2. And now A is in one of those 2 cells, but I don't know which one. These are B and 6. Well, B can't be here. So that's 6. That's exactly what I did want to find. So let's first of all tidy up. This is B, if I may call you B. And this 6, 5 is looking at that cell and stopping it being a 7. So we learn, just as I hoped, that B is 8, connecting to a 2. So there we go. This is now not 2 and 8, so we can fill in 3 and 7. We can colour them correctly. And this is 8, going with 2. This is 3. That's 2. This is 7, going with 3. This is doable. Oh no, that's 8. That's 7. That's 8. This is 2. Come on, keep going. This is 7. That's 8, going with 2. This is 3 and 2, and they go with 8 and 7 respectively. I was going to say respectably. That's 3 and 2. That's a 7. Now I can just fill in some digits as though they were ordinary digits in an ordinary puzzle. Maybe I can stop worrying about the colours. 3 and 8 there. This is now a 4-6 pair. I thought I saw that ages ago, but I probably had to go back on that because it was based on something wrong at the time. 8, 3, 2, 3. This is a 2-7 pair that I know the order of. This is 4-6, so we've got a deadly pattern that we're going to have to resolve in some way using the rule. Oh look, there, 2, 3, 4 is not allowed. Oh my goodness. What a puzzle. 3 and 6 down here. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Happy times for a happy song. Right, this is 7 and 9. This is 9 and 5. This is 5 and... Am I going to colour everything up or get rid of all the colours? Bye-bye, colours. You were wonderful, but you've done your job. And this is a 6, and that must be the solution to 3 strikes and you're out. What a brilliant puzzle by James Copp. I mean, I went round my brain the long way round there. And I threw in a little error that I had to fix about the wrong set of B's. That's why I shouldn't have then used A and B the second time. I should have used different letters, but hey, you live and learn, and that's what we encourage you to do every day. Live and learn, sometimes about puzzles, sometimes about life. Welcome if you're new, and thank you for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed that puzzle, because I did, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.